Is it 90s or 2000s to do this?
Well, it's 90s/2000s nostalgia, no?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some stuff in here that I was like, I don't know that it's necessarily 90s, but it's early.
It's kind of just like childhood nostalgia.
Yeah,
I think that's a better term.
Okay.
Because people are always fucking clown us, be like, oh, you're not even a 90s baby if you were born in 1998, you know?
Be like, I'm sorry, say the year again. 19 what? 98. All right.
Period.
What's up, guys?
We are your hosts, Gina and Emelita.
And you are listening to Candid Cloud Convos. We're going to start off Chisme Chatter with, we're going to start off a little sad, very sad, and try to ease it into some good news at the end.
Right.
But
we don't make the news. We just talk about it.
Yeah. Whew, and it's a rough one this week.
Yeah.
But there was a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York over the past weekend.
Right.
I believe it happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was the 14th of May.
Mm-hmm.
So some guy, his name's Peyton, I don't know how to say his last name, Gendron.
Yeah.
Really, who gives a fuck about him? But he went to a grocery store in a predominantly Black community and just opened fire.
Yeah.
They say he targeted this specific place because he knew that there was a lot of Black people in this community and
working there too.
And working. Oh my God. I even seen an interview that there was a mom and a daughter that both worked there and were there that day when everything happened and stuff. But he did, 10 people lost their lives, 3 more are injured. And the majority of the people that passed away were senior citizens, with the exception of one lady. She was 32 years old, but the majority of them were, older. They were older. And
and 10 of them, also, I think either 10 or 11 of the victims were Black.
Yes, a lot of them. So mind you, this guy is found out to be a white supremacist. He was part of a group. I think they found some kind of like 180-page or something manifesto that had like filled with racist comments. What else he talked about?
He had an
was
investigation
praising
done on him less than a year ago also.
Mass shooters.
Yeah. And there was an investigation. The law enforcement officials told the Washington Post that the suspect was investigated less than a year ago by state police after they received the report that you're talking about, that he'd made a threatening statement at his high school. And he was taken into custody June 8th last year, 2021, and evaluated at a mental hospital, but he was never charged with anything. So if he has a pattern,
right?
What the fuck?
If you find 180-page fucking
that's
shit
premeditated, like, come on,
bro. Yeah, he was 18 years old. So
this
he's
was
young.
the worst shooting like this year alone, and he was taken out completely fine.
Oh yeah, they supposedly he was like gonna shoot himself, and they said that they did all the protocols to prevent that from happening. But it's like he just killed so many people, and you're gonna do it peacefully. I'm sorry, like you don't. There's a lot of other situations that they don't handle peacefully that should have been handled peacefully, and in this situation, he just finished. Yeah, and he just finished killing a bunch of people again, like you said, premeditated, and he's alive to stand in court and plead not guilty on the counts of murder. But I don't know how when he was literally caught. I don't get it. But
and also I seen a news clip. It was just the voice of her. It didn't have her actual face or anything, but the assistant manager of the store who called 911, the dispatcher told her, "Why are you whispering? Like, I can't hear you. Why are you whispering?" Giving her hella attitude. And so she quietly said, "I'm sorry, like there's an active shooter. I'm scared." The dispatcher said something to her crazy. She said she doesn't even remember what was said to her, but she said something bullshit and hung up on her.
She needs to be fired. I mean, I don't even know.
Imagine
in any situation of a 911 call, how are you going to tell someone to stop whispering? If they're calling 911 and whispering, that's obviously for a reason.
Right.
I don't even I don't get
hang
that.
Up? What is wrong with you? And so I don't know, something just doesn't seem fucking right about it. Like, it just doesn't seem right.
She needs to be fired.
Yeah. And then apparently, so the woman, the
effective immediately.
Her name is Letitia Rogers. She put her phone on silent because she was scared that if they called back that her phone would like make noise and they would go to her. And so she did that, but then one of the office phones started ringing and she didn't get up to answer it because she was scared.
Right. As she shouldn't have.
Yeah. But like, you should have been on the phone with her the whole time until people were there to help. Like that. I can't imagine how you could hang up on somebody who says they're a shooter. Like, that's not a joke. It's not a prank.
Like that one, have you heard the story of that one 911 call where she pretended like she was ordering pizza and the guy was like, I think you have the wrong number, and she's like, no, I want a pepperoni pizza, and then he got it clicked that he was, she couldn't say what was going on, and he saved her life. And it's like,
he said like, if you're in danger, ask for extra pepperoni or something like that. And she's like, and then they're like, oh, what's the name for the ad or for the order and blah blah blah. And I was like, that was the fucking smartest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god. And now it's a thing where they say
it has to be like, quick. You know?
So now because of that story, they're like, okay, people can call in and do stuff like that and they'll get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, if she's whispering, what makes you think that? I don't know. It just doesn't even make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
It's infuriating. I can't imagine what they must have felt like in the moment, already feeling helpless. And then you call 911, who's supposed to be your saving grace, and to have to deal with that.
No type of empathy, sympathy, comfort, nothing. No answers, nothing. So
rest in peace to the victims, and condolences to their families.
Yeah, we will keep you guys in our prayers, and if we see any GoFundMe's or anything, to the description.
That we're always just moving on to the next thing. Sorry, we're always watching different kinds of stuff, and we have to talk about it because it's just. I don't know. Some of the stuff that Netflix be putting out is crazy.
Yeah, and this was trending yesterday, number 2 in the country. So basically, Gina brought to my attention, because we love documentaries and true crime, all this bullshit, right? So the Our Father documentary on Netflix, if you guys have not taken an hour and a half out of your time to watch it, you guys have to watch it. Like,
if you're ready to be infuriated,
y'all need to watch this. But it basically tells the story, or it is based on true events, but basically tells about Dr. Donald Klein, who he was a surgeon previously and then became a fertility doctor. That's how I understood it. Okay. So basically, he was exposed for at least 90 biological children after inseminating women with his own sperm instead of those of, either their husbands or the donor that they specifically chose. He was using his own sperm to inseminate them. So he was fathering.
Without no consent.
Yes, without consent. And that's the main thing. They did not give consent for that.
Yeah.
And
so the kids that he had, a lot of them grew up thinking that their dad that they lived with, or the mom's husband, was their biological father, and then one day just find out that that wasn't true.
And some of them did have feelings like, oh, maybe they could be adopted, or something was kind of off about their family because they looked so differently from them. But never did they think that, like, oh, it's the doctor,
And the moms didn't even know. So when the child found out, once they're grown and adults, did we say the reason the way they found out was 23andMe? They were doing those ancestry things, and just kept popping up sibling after sibling after sibling after sibling. And then they one of them, I forgot what her name was.
Her name is Jacoba,
yes, thank you. She was the one kind of putting the puzzle pieces together, and finding out what was going on,
to kind of investigate it, right? And they had several recordings. I don't know if it was the actual recording of their conversation or if it was like remade for the video.
In the beginning of the documentary, it said that all audio recordings were real, but the visuals that they're showing are reenactments. Besides the actual
court part,
the actual children speaking and saying how they
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense what I just said,
right.
but
just not with him specifically.
Yeah, anything with him, it was reenacted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in some of the phone call recordings that she gave to Netflix, he's pretty much telling her he did nothing wrong and flipping it on her that you're exposing me. Nobody in the world needs to know about this. You're going to ruin my family and my reputation and all this shit. But never once did he think that what he did was wrong. To this day, he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
And you know what? It just clicked in for me right now. And we talked about this because we were like texting and stuff in between talking about this, but it just clicked in my head right now. Huh?
We were like,
yeah. You're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
But they also mentioned that he was a part of some specific religious group. I'm not sure what kind it was or what the name of it was, but to where they have like many children. And he was a part of that. He believed in it, I guess. And then, they find out that he has, like you said, over 90 and counting children out there that he inseminated these women that they didn't know about. Mm-hmm. So, but then on the phone calls, he's saying, this is going to ruin my life if you put this out there. And he doesn't think he did anything wrong. So it's like, do you believe that you didn't do something wrong? Because, it's part of what you believe in. But then, or do you know that it was wrong because you're telling her it's going to ruin your life if it gets out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? Do you think what you did was right, or do you know it was wrong?
But what's interesting too is that he literally mentions like, these women came to me asking for a healthy baby and they got it. And basically it should be done. Like they shouldn't care more than that.
Oh yeah. And then the fact that he was jacking off room, like the next room over, then going in and inseminating.
There's only a short window of the sperm being alive, so he couldn't, it has to be like a certain
temperature or something like that, all these stuff. So he would literally, right before going into their room, go and masturbate, get the semen, and then go and inseminate them with it.
And another thing that was insane too is that he was telling all of these kids or all of these now adults, but his children,
kids,
he was telling them, you don't have any medical issues to worry about. Like I have a whole family history with medical. It's fine. You guys don't have to worry about it. But then starts questioning each of them, asking them what they do for a living and like, certain shit. Because like, what, you want to feel proud that you probably have like a lawyer and a doctor and whoever the hell, like, fuck you. And
he's like literally just using them as research.
Exactly. And turns the fuck out he has autoimmune disorders and all of these things that he would have never even qualified to donate sperm had he done the actual normal process. And a lot of these kids now have autoimmune disorders and diseases, and they're dealing with medical issues that they know nothing about because their family who they know don't have these issues. So it's like fucking mind-boggling. It's fucking mind-boggling.
And just throughout the documentary, like they didn't say the actual number of children that they had up until that point of, filming or whatever until the end. So each time it just kept growing and the number was growing and growing and growing. And keep in mind, you guys, like a lot of the siblings are in the same area. They grew up and were raised within the same community.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are like
Indiana.
Yeah. So a lot of them are
to this day.
They're like, did we date each other? They didn't. They obviously mentioned the fact that was a possibility, but they didn't specify whether that happened or not. I wouldn't either. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there had to have a couple situations where that happened.
Yeah,
but that's nobody's business to really be putting out there with your face out there, and
they didn't know. It's not like they could have
exactly
like that,
Yeah,
but yeah.
How gross to find out later
with freaking 90 plus kids. I'm honestly surprised if they didn't at least cross paths and whatever, But basically,
they were probably grinding on each other at school dances and shit. Like,
God.
Dude, and they had no idea.
No idea. And then that one of the sibling, whoever number, I don't even remember, but he was at a park and he was like, it's so hard to be in public places because I'm just looking at people and I can feel like, what if this is my sibling or my half sibling or whatever? And I just couldn't even imagine the turmoil they must be going through, like mentally and emotionally. A
lot of them were saying they were going through identity crisis and all that stuff after finding out. And I'm like, I can only fucking imagine. I mean,
it's intense.
Even your whole process, life.
I would never get over it. Like I would never be okay with it at any point,
Yeah.
and the violation of the moms who were inseminated. Like, I can't even imagine. One of them, which I like, all of them were shocking, don't get me wrong, but one of them that really, really got me, and I literally wanted to cry, I felt so bad for her, was she was actually a twin sister. She has a twin sister, and her mom was a nurse for the doctor, and she ended up using him as her doctor. He inseminated her, and she ended up having twin girls, and she was super happy about it at the time, obviously.
Right.
Once the girls found out, or no, one of the girls, it was only one of them who actually was in the documentary. She said that she even went to him as her gynecologist. He's done her breast exams, her pap smears. And why in the hell, knowing you're her dad technically, why would you ever fucking touch her like that? Ever? Like, she had no idea.
Alone, shouldn't that alone be illegal?
It's disgusting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that, exactly, that's disgusting, and she has no idea about it. And
oh my god,
she wouldn't have, that's something she wouldn't have consented to had she known prior.
Exactly.
You know,
but he
so
had
like
every
that should
knowledge of that.
Yeah, so I feel like that should be illegal as hell.
Yeah.
You know?
And speaking of like the legalities and everything that happened, nothing fucking happened. So it's really, really infuriating. He's still alive. He's in his 80s now, still living in Indiana, and received only 1 year of probation and a $500 fine because he was only charged with 2 counts of obstruction of justice because he lied to like the whatever
judge or something like that.
Attorney General or something. I don't know. He lied to them about doing it, so he got charged for lying, but not for the actual process.
He served no jail time for fucking inseminating women with his own sperm. Nothing. Hundreds of women.
Yeah. So
imagine the husbands too.
That's so heartbreaking, dude.
That like they thought, even if it was a donor, but they thought like, this is my kid.
We're doing it together, you know.
Yeah.
They probably decided on the donor together. You know? It's so sad, but
it's a very interesting documentary.
Yeah.
Check it out on Netflix. You said it was number 2?
It was number 2 yesterday.
Oh my god, you want to hear something hecka funny that happened while we were watching the documentary?
What?
Okay, it's called Our Father, right? Which now, you know, having watched it, it makes 100% sense.
Right.
In the beginning, I didn't know what it was about. To me, it sounded like something that was going to be religious.
Yeah.
And so we were, you know, we're watching it, and the ring camera started playing something. It sounded like a TV show or a movie or something. And when I tell you, I was freaked the hell out. Like, I was freaking out, but I didn't know what to do. You guys, when it comes to like demonic or paranormal stuff, I don't do good with that in the slightest. Like, I'm out. I don't
when
like
it's
stuff
religiously
like that.
Involved is when it's more like it hits different.
Yeah, it scares the crap out of me. And so I was like, I had a paper
like we know, like
it
could be real.
That it really I believe in it for sure. So I had a paper towel in my hand, and literally I didn't move. I was just ripping it into pieces. I was so scared. And so he goes, my boyfriend goes out there to look, and as soon as he walked out, he was coming around the corner, it said, "Gotta go now," or something like that. And he was like, oh hell no. So
throw the whole house away.
And this is
throw it away.
For real, right? So
this
is like, it's at nighttime too.
Yeah.
And so then he calls his mom. He's like, "Are you watching something? Like, did you play something on the ring?" And she's like, "Oh, I was trying to put the alarm, but instead she put the microphone." And so it was playing what she was watching. And so as soon as I heard that, a wave of relief went through my body.
Instantly.
And I was like, I even turned it off. I put Girlfriends on because I was like, I'm just gonna change the mood right now because I can't have this playing right. I don't know what's going on. As soon as we found that out, put it right back on. And I was like, okay, we're good.
You're like, I'm at ease now. I'm okay.
And I was like, why did that happen when we were watching something called Our Father?
The fucking timing, bro.
Scared the crap out of me.
Like, what are the odds that would happen in
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
That's
Lord, take me now.
Right.
Jesus, take the wheel. I was so scared.
Oh my God. But you know us guys, we always have to end on a positive note. So I was so delighted to have a text from Gina this weekend when she told me, bro. And I was like, yeah, bitch, what's up? What happened? And normally it's like, we're going to talk shit, but she had some good news. She said
it was actually good news this time.
Yes, that scientists discovered the cause of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Which I don't know if we've ever mentioned this on the podcast, but we've talked about it before, where SIDS is one of like my biggest fears when it comes to having children.
Besides not being able to have children.
Right.
Number two.
The SIDS, like you have them in for the first year, you're like, just okay, you know, is everything gonna be okay?
Right.
But I seen an article that was saying how they did research and they pretty much used dried blood samples of newborns or infants that did passive SIDS and compared them to healthy babies or infants that died of whatever cause that wasn't SIDS.
But it had like a known reason.
Yeah. And they found that it's an enzyme. It's an enzyme. I cannot pronounce it for the life of me, so I will not try. But they did an abbreviation and it was called BCHE. Yeah, the name is super long, so you guys can see it, but it was significantly lower in babies that passed of SIDS.
Okay, so it's present in all kids, but lower in the kids that passed away from SIDS.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The researchers were saying that now that they've found the cause of SIDS, now they can start working on being able to detect it in babies when they're born and then prevent it. So if they do see that they're lower on that enzyme, they can do something about it and we don't have to worry about SIDS anymore. So
make that enzyme grow or
something. They're gonna try to figure out something that they can do to prevent SIDS from happening.
Oh my
God. It's just probably the best news I've heard in a really, really long time. So I was excited when I seen it, I was like, I have to tell Emily because we've talked about it. We've had conversations about how scary that is, you know?
Yeah. For anybody, I'm sure that has been pregnant or has a baby, you know, like it's probably something that crosses everybody's mind. And just women in general, I feel like we're always, when you want to have kids in the future, you start learning all of the things that go into it.
Right.
It's definitely terrifying. So if they can do anything to try and prevent that, my God, like one less thing to worry about, you know?
Yeah. And I guess the enzyme has something to do with like, I forgot the word they use, something with that's the reason why it happens typically when they're asleep. So before, I think they thought that there was something, you know, wrong in a certain part of the brain that when they stop breathing, it doesn't wake them up. So they just pass away. But it turns out it's an enzyme. It's not a part of the brain, but it's the enzyme. But that's why it happens when they're asleep, for the most part, you know?
It has nothing to do with their breathing at all.
No.
Or like their heart rate or anything.
Or like, and obviously, you know, still being careful about what you put in their crib, but a lot of it was also, you know, don't put anything in their crib, don't have blankets or pillows and things like that. Just suffocation in general.
The bumpers around.
The bumpers.
They were saying like, don't have that or anything.
So even though obviously that's still good safety measures to use, it doesn't actually have anything to do with SID.
Yeah.
Because now they know that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Woo. But good news.
So exciting. Like, so and exciting. We had to leave off on a good note. So hopefully
one day we'll be able to come and do an update that they've found you know, preventative measures and what they can do on how to detect
it. They saved the first baby. Like, could you imagine?
That'd be so cool. Yo, that baby would go down in history.
Hell yeah. The history books, it's little the little newborn photos. They can't even recognize themselves because they don't remember what they looked like. They're like, this is
how cool. Like, imagine.
I know. Like, you see the name of the baby and you're in school or something, and for whatever reason, like, you just didn't know and you just find out that way. That would be so crazy.
So insane. But yeah.
We will now get into our main segment this week. And Gina sent me this freaking news article.
It was on Twitter. I just seen it on Twitter.
So apparently that 70s show is coming out with a spinoff called That 90s Show, and it's going to be on Netflix. And Gina, I'm a little confused because it says to reunite most of the original cast or original main cast. So
right.
If it doesn't have everybody, I feel like it's just going to be not the same.
Yeah, that's what I hate about, not what I hate about them, but just am nervous about when it comes to spinoffs of like really good shows, because you don't know if it's going to be as good.
Right.
Such a if they're putting it
like, please don't fuck it up.
Exactly. Like, don't ruin it, you know?
Yeah.
I think they should bring back that 70s show on Netflix if they're going to put that 90s show on Netflix.
Right.
But what I'm assuming for the reason why they're saying most of the cast is because the guy that played Hyde, at some point within the near, kind of recent, but like a few years back, had allegations of like molestation or rape or something like that. So I doubt he's going to be on it.
Right.
And I don't know, but they're not saying exactly who.
Yeah.
I don't know if like Eric is gonna be there. I feel like Mila Kunis would do it again.
I hope.
Yeah. Her and Ashton, like, they have to both do it.
They're married.
Yeah. So one of them's doing it, they're both doing it.
Yeah, at least like one season or something. Like,
right.
You know, just to reunite it, and then that could be it.
I remember we talked about it. We brought something up a long time ago because like we loved that 70s show.
Yeah.
And I was so sad when they took it off Netflix. The woman who played Kitty Foreman, I'm sorry, I don't know her actual name. She had posted something on her Instagram of like a little card where it said her name and her it said the name Kitty Foreman, and then and just that. So I was like, are they doing something again? Like, are they doing a reunion? And so I think they've been filming this for a little while. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's interesting. I'm curious. I definitely will tune in just to see like what it's like. But if it ain't good, I'm not going to continue watching it. And
like, I'm really excited to see, because with that 70s show, they played out the whole, you know, the wardrobe, the hairstyles, all of it was really good. So I wonder if they're going to do it to the T with that 90s style, you know? I'm
sure. It's going to be
I really hope so.
Rachel Green, Kelly Kapowski, like vibes everywhere.
I'm excited. I have high hopes, but only because I want it to be just as good. But at the same time, I'm very skeptical, you know? Yeah,
it's something that's like super nostalgic. So we just don't want them to mess it up, you know?
Yeah.
Execute it properly, hopefully.
But I feel like if they have a lot of the same cast, it should be pretty good.
It should compare, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of like nostalgia and why we're dressed this way, we decided to have a 90s/2000s themed episode. So
remembering all the stuff we used to have back then, we used to play with.
Childhood nostalgia at its
so it's gonna be very nostalgic for us, and hopefully for you guys too, because I know a lot of our listeners are around our age group. So
most of them actually.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, Gina. I'm excited.
All right.
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna have to take these off now. Hold on. But even though they looked really cute. Okay, you want me to go first?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I never personally had this.
Okay.
But they were all the fucking talk.
All the rave. What?
Tamagotchis.
I didn't have a Tamagotchi.
You remember Tamagotchis?
Yes. The little keychain.
Yeah. And you had to like raise your little animal. And if you didn't feed it, it would die.
Yeah.
And then you had
the same with Nintendogs. Remember I was telling you?
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about those.
Yeah. Same thing. They would die.
What's funny too about that is that one of my old childhood friends, the first time we ever had any interaction was because we were sitting in an assembly in school, in elementary school. And you know how they used to just have you sit down on the floor, like crisscross in lines by class? So we were in the same class together. She was sat directly in front of me, and she had brought hers to school, and she turned around and was like, look. And I was like, oh, cool. And then during lunch, we just decided to like talk. Yeah. And that's the first time we ever interacted. She was showing me her Tamagotchi.
That you remember it.
It was so random. Like, it was the most, because I didn't know her at the time. And so I was kind of like, why is she showing me, you know?
Yeah.
But it was so funny. Something. Stars aligned.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought that was hecka funny.
Okay, so Tamagotchis. Yeah, I didn't have one either, but definitely.
They were fun. When I got to play someone else's, they were really fun.
Yeah. I said definitely a throwback for other people.
Oh, yeah.
Did you? I did have a pair of these. I don't know if you did. We've never talked about this before, but jelly shoes.
Oh my God. No, I didn't have the jelly shoes. But every bad bitch had one, and I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. My mom would be like, no, girl, you're just getting Skechers. Like,
you're like, what do you mean? Okay. I actually had a pair, and I remember this vividly. My sister and I went to a park, and for some reason, I don't know what happened. Like, I ran and something happened to where my jelly shoe broke. Okay. Just one of them broke, and she made me walk home with my broken jelly shoe, and the other one was fine, but it kept flopping because it was the top part. So I had
flat tire.
If you know anything about me, like, or if you know this specifically about me, I can pick up things with my toes. I'm very toe inclined, you know what I mean? So
my boyfriend calls it monkey toes because I do that too. Sometimes he's like, every time I do it, he's like, you and your monkey toes.
Yeah, Chev hates it too. It is what it is. It's a talent.
It's convenience.
You know? Right.
Work smarter, not harder.
I had to like curl my toes off the front of it so that
to hold it in place.
For like over a mile to get home, bro, from the park. And
your toes were strong as hell after that, huh?
That's probably how my toes are still so good.
I'm dead. That's hella funny.
Yeah, so I remember that. But yeah, I had pink little jelly shoes.
Oh, that's so cute.
I loved them.
Yeah.
I've seen they've made a comeback. I've seen people wearing them.
So much stuff from the 90s, it makes a comeback.
Yes.
I mean, I guess in the past, just in general, but 90s a lot, I feel like.
Especially now, like
yeah,
in the recent future. In the recent times, you know, I've seen a lot of people like inspired by the 90s, which is cute.
I just seen one that I was like, now it got me excited.
Okay.
I know you've had to have had this, and so many people too. Do you remember the powder gum?
Powder gum?
The powder gum. It was a small little container like this. Mm-hmm. It was pink powder, and you would like shake it in your mouth, and as you chewed it, it turned into gum.
No, I didn't have that.
It was either Hubba Bubba or like Bubblicious, or I don't know, one of those. It was like
remember the Band-Aid gums?
The Band-Aid gums.
They were shaped like Band-Aids, like they look like a Band-Aid
no
like thing, or the zebra gum.
The zebra gums, yeah. Or the tape gums, the ones
I had the tape gum. That I think that was Hubba Bubba too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I definitely remember the other ones. I never had the powder one.
You're lying.
Or the baseball one. It's like it's in a white pack, like huge, and you rip it off, and it's like it has a baseball theme on it. And it's like strips of gum.
No, I don't remember that one.
That. We'll put
my God. That's crazy. We're going to put pictures too, like to actually show what we're talking about if you don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, that one was like one that I loved, the powder gum, because I always thought it was so crazy that it turned into gum.
That's kind of gross though, if you think
it's insane. Like, oh no, I'll tell you what's grosser.
What?
The gum I hate, this is off topic, but the gum I fucking hate that I will never chew again in my life is juicy fruit.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I said it in my head right before you said it.
I think it was junior high. Actually, it was 7th grade. I remember distinctly because it was disgusting. My friend had given me a strip of juicy fruit gum. I chewed it for a whole period. So I got into my next period, which was science. And I couldn't, we were watching some videos. So he didn't allow anybody to get up during the videos. So I couldn't get up to throw it away. So I had to keep chewing it. And eventually it just disintegrated. It literally broke apart, and I had to swallow the tiny little pieces. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever experienced with gum before. I didn't know gum could do that. So ever since then, I was like, I'm never chewing juicy fruit again.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then I heard actually I think it was actually an Unfiltered podcast, Zane said the same thing, that happened to him. So I was like, so it's just juicy fruit gum then?
Yeah, because that's never happened with any other gum.
Any other gum.
That's weird.
And I hated it. It was so disgusting.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, we actually talked about this recently, but I don't think you had the soda ones, but we talked about like lip smackers and the chapstick, lip gloss, like the whole duo. I used to love the watermelon like chapstick one. Oh my God, that one was
they all smelled so freaking good, and they had a lot of different scents.
Yeah.
Like they had the packs that were like freaking 10 of them, and they all had the different flavors.
For like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the whole set. Yeah, like all the soda ones. I think there's candy ones. There's cereal ones. And then the fruit, like the regular ones. But
I remember there was when YouTube started getting big, as in channels were getting big on YouTube. There was a tag. You remember when tags were like a thing?
Yes.
It was like
I
a
used to be a
chapstick.
sucker for those videos.
Me too. There was a chapstick one where they would get the lip smacker.
Oh
and then they had to guess what flavor, whatever it was.
Yeah. But then it's like, it's kind of hard because it's just chapstick. Like it doesn't come out that much to be like, this is freaking great.
That'd be like a jelly bean one would be a good one because they get those flavors down packed.
That's true.
Yeah.
They probably have it.
So speaking of like, it's kind of cosmetic in a sense, but do you remember those stick-on earrings?
Bitch, I have that here. Dude,
but like a lot of the times they wouldn't use it for stickers. You'd put it in like the corners of your eye or something.
And it'll be a big ass fucking star on the side.
Yeah, star, little crescent moon, or something, a heart.
Yeah. Oh my god, those were so cute. Or even like clip-on earrings.
Yeah, I used to use those.
Yeah, me too.
Because my ears, I had to pierce them so many different times. My ears are really sensitive to being pierced.
Right.
And so in between times where I had taken the earrings out because they hurt me, I would put little clip-on or sticker earrings.
It's so cute what we used to do just to feel like we fit in, you know?
Kind of be cute, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Book fairs at school. I don't know if they still do this, but the scholastic book fairs at school,
they're like one of the best days at school.
Unmatched.
Yeah.
Besides like the field day, like in one of the last days of school where you just are outside and having a good time. Besides that day, book fair days were unmatched.
Yeah. And honestly, like I would say like 90 to over 90% of the time, I never really had, like, my family didn't give me money to buy books or nothing, but just to be walking around and seeing all the different stuff. Like I knew
the joy of it all.
Yeah, like I knew I wasn't getting nothing in there.
Maybe an eraser if you were lucky.
Right, but I would be so excited just to be out of class and walking around.
It was just so fun. Like I don't know, and you're seeing all your friends buy stuff. You're like, oh wow, that's cool. Like
I remember one time though, my mom did give me some.
You're like, I wish I had money.
I know, for real. I'm just like, wow, this is so cool. And my friend's like, I'm gonna get this one. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and they even have like keychains and book covers.
Yeah, bookmarks and everything. Yeah, one time my mom did give me money to get something, and I was using it as to get her a gift or like to get gifts. I think it was around Christmas time. So I was like, oh my god, gift. So she gave me the money, but I was like, don't look at what I'm getting. I made her walk away from me.
You're like, excuse me.
I'm like, it's supposed to be a surprise. She's like, it's my money.
Yeah, she's like, no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is another one that I never had.
Okay.
But my cousin had it, and I would take advantage every time I went to his house.
You'd have it too.
Yeah. You remember those McDonald's cash registers? The play cash register?
I didn't have a McDonald's one. I had like a girly one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, I ended up getting a different one also. It wasn't McDonald's, but it was just a play cash register.
Yeah.
But the McDonald's one hit different because it had remember the little characters McDonald's used to have?
Right.
So it had the little characters. It came with like fries. It came with different little groceries that you put on the conveyor belt.
Right.
And then it had the mic and everything. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
And when you press the button for the change, the drawer comes out.
Yeah. We swore we wanted to be working as cashiers, and then we actually worked as cashiers, and we're like, fuck that. But the toy ones just made it seem they glamorized it, you know? It was just so fun.
Do you think that's a tactic?
Oh my God, imagine. They're like, we're gonna start preparing them now. They're gonna want to start working.
They're like, yes, let's glorify this to where when they can get a real job, they'll be happy about it.
Maybe.
I'm sure that's probably true.
Ulterior motives.
I don't like that. Did you ever have the Nokia phone game, the Snake?
Oh my God, bitch. I was hella good at that game. I used to play it as long as my mom let me. I would be like, Mom, I'd be those kids, you know, like, do you have games on your phone? But I'd be like, can I play Snake on your phone?
You were an iPad kid before iPad kids were.
Bro, I was a Snake kid. That shit was it was good strategy. That's why you really had to know exactly how you were going to do it once you got to a certain length.
Right.
You know, that shit was fun. I wish they,
really fun.
I guess I've never looked, but like, I wish they had that come out with phones still. There's probably an app or something now.
Yeah. A recreation of it somehow.
Right. Yeah.
Like Miss Pac-Man. I used to love that one. Or What's it called? Galaga?
Is that the spaceship one where like you're shooting the space?
Yes.
Like yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but I
had
exactly
one that
what you're
had
talking
like
about.
a little console that you plug in with like the audio and the visual thing from the TV. You know, the little jacks.
Yeah. Is that the
like joystick one? But it had Galaga. It had all of them
on
there.
I never had that, but I know what you're talking about. My cousins had
they might still have it.
I think it was the first Nintendo.
Oh,
the first Nintendo, they had that one. That's the one that Sonic was on, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so they had that one. And I loved Sonic, bro. Like that shit was so fun to me. And then there was also the Mario.
As much, but like, yeah, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
So fun.
We had it on Nintendo 64, I think.
I think that was the first one. I want to say.
Yeah. We're not gaming girls, so we don't know, but it's okay. We played whatever was there, you know?
Yeah. But it was very, very fun. Actually, well, not speaking of books because we already got past the book fair, but because we mentioned it, you remember those Goosebumps books?
Yes.
And then they had the shows also.
The Goosebumps.
I'm not gonna lie, those kind of scared me.
But anything scares me.
The Thriller music video used to also scare me. Like I wouldn't say anything, but I'd be like watching it and in my head freaking out, but I didn't want to be the one freaking out.
Yeah, they did look creepy though.
Yeah, the eyes and yeah. But also, do you remember those books that what was the name? Animorphs? Where the covers were it would be a kid and then it'd show phase by phase it turning into some different animal.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna find it. We're gonna put it up. I never actually read the books, but I remember being in school and the library had a ton of those different ones. And they were like, they're just a bunch of different kinds of animals. Yeah. Like tiger, lion, monkey, or something like that.
I know like the what are they called? The chicken soup books. Oh, do you remember those books?
Wait. Is that the ones that's like the preteen
yeah,
like talking about puberty and your body changing?
Yeah, isn't that the same thing?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Those ones, yeah. I used
to like those ones. Yeah. I'd be kind of like embarrassed to be reading it because of what it was about. But when I would read it, I'm like, oh my God, I love this.
So interesting.
Yeah.
This isn't like such a huge thing, but do you remember like having those scented markers at school?
I love those.
I'm pretty sure they probably still have them, but they were so like strong and oh my God, I just love them. The cherry one.
Dude, you remember when they had it was the scented markers and there were also like stamps though?
Yes, and the other side.
Yes.
I would stamp it on my face.
Yo, but that's like teaching kids to sniff their markers and then they go into like sniffing Sharpies and shit.
That's true.
No wonder I like the Sharpie smell. Like I'll be smelling Sharpies and I'm like, even though I know it was not supposed to. Yeah.
That's weird. I really liked the cherry one though. It smelled so good. Even though it smelled like cough medicine, it smelled so good.
Yeah. Dude, anything cherry to me tastes like cough medicine.
Yeah.
Like anything cherry flavored candies, no matter there's one specific cough drop that's cherry, but it tastes more like candy. Those ones were good. But or cherry drinks.
Like candy.
Huh?
Because they were like candy.
Exactly. They didn't really do much for a cough, but they tasted good.
I liked the black cherry colas. Those are good. Or the black cherry drinks.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I do like those.
Really good.
Yeah, I didn't even think of those. Those are good.
Not as like cherry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This one's not necessarily 90s, but I know you'd remember this. This was back in junior high. There was like I swear it was only like a month, but there was a month where it was the thing to have the colorful different shaped bracelets.
Oh yeah.
And you'd have like, and then it was like a thing with you and your crush that you would share certain bracelet, and if he gave you like a heart bracelet, you're like, oh my God, he like
one of yours.
Yeah, you'd exchange your different ones for another one.
Right. Or the I heart boobies, like the
oh my God, yes. All the fucking boys had that.
Yeah, they thought they were so cool.
Or the G-Shock watches.
Oh my God.
That was in junior high. That was also a big ass thing.
For sure. Oh my God. Speaking of like jewelry though, I don't know if you ever had one. I did have one of those like silver link bracelets that have like
with the charms. Yes. Wait, the dangling charms or the
like pull your hair.
The square ones?
Yes. Yes, it would pull
Bitch.
your arm hair.
That shit hella hurt too.
So bad.
It would grab the tiniest little bit of skin.
And when you were least expecting, and it would just snag it a little bit, like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
But it was so cute.
But you would keep it on because they were cute.
Get a new charm, you know?
Yeah. You'd like switch them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's hecka funny. I do remember those.
Yeah, I love that. Good. We should get those back. Just less aggressive.
Maybe a little bigger so they don't pinch as much. Or does it pinch more if it's bigger? I don't know.
Like my skin would sometimes get stuck on it.
Yeah.
And like pull it. I think we should recreate those. I think that would be cute as fuck.
That'd be really cute. And we make it would be cool to have our own little gems to put on it. That would be really cool.
We could do that. We should get Crocs so then we could design them.
The little pin things.
Yeah, I think there's
honestly the ones with the fur inside look pretty cute.
Yeah.
And I heard they're really comfortable. I mean, I know I heard that Crocs in general are already really comfortable, but with the like fur inside, it looks even more
nice,
cozy. What about the bowls, the like cereal bowls with the straw?
Oh my God. Yes. I actually just bought them, like, not just, I don't know why I said it like that. I bought those not too long ago, and I was trying to share because Chev never had them, and I was trying to share my childhood nostalgia with him, right?
Right. He wasn't feeling it.
He didn't appreciate it, and I was like, kind of rude, you know, but it's fine. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know where they are now. I couldn't tell you, but
I don't know why I feel like it's something you'd find in Dollar Tree now.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, because it was that kind of quality.
At Dollar Tree or like 99-cent store or something.
They had to have been cheap because otherwise my parents would not have gotten it for me.
We had them. I think my grandparents still have them at their house, like in their cabinet.
How cute.
They probably still have it, and it has like bite marks because I always used to bite the straw for some reason. Dude. I don't know why.
Yeah, I still do it now. It's bad.
I do too.
I have to catch myself, especially if I'm like sharing a drink.
Right.
So I have to be like, ooh, let me
our drinks if we share, because I do that too. Speaking of kind of like food, I like how we're segueing to each other here. It's very nice. Were you an easy bake oven or a queasy bake oven? Did you ever have that one?
We had the easy bake oven. I don't know. I feel like either my sister had it because I don't think it was mine. Either she had it or maybe it was one of our cousins. But I felt like a whole ass adult with that. Like I took it serious.
Oh yeah. And when you would mix it, it would never it would like never come out.
It was still like raw in the middle.
But you'd still eat and be proud as hell.
Yeah, you're like, dang, it's so good, huh? It was like the best thing ever.
My brother had a queasy bake oven, and it was supposed to be like slime themed and like gross and whatnot. We'll put it up in the screen, but yeah, it would make like you added, you know, those little cups of like brownie and pudding mix or something, or like I don't know, you put like crumbles and then you put little gummy worms coming out to make it look like it's the
dirt. My God, yes.
Like that.
Okay, yeah. I remember now. That's hella funny.
And weird.
Did you ever have that game where it's like it's little fish and it spins and then you have the fish hook and it's magnets?
Oh my God.
And you have to catch the fish with the magnet hook?
From like Dollar Tree or something.
Yeah, it was like a cheap ass little toy.
Yes, I had that. And the Hungry Hippo game. Yeah. Did you have that too? Or the
Operation, or oh my God, what's the name of that game that it's the shapes and you push it down and you're on a timer and then you have to put them all in or else it'll pop up.
I don't remember what it's called, but I know exactly what you're talking. They sell that though.
They do, because my nephew actually has it now and he's like, this is making me so nervous. And I'm like, yo, this game is what causes anxiety. Like, it makes you panic because you hear the timer starting to get close to it. It was hella fun though.
God. All the games back then were super. Oh my God, Dance Revolution at the arcade.
Those were fun. Those were
fun as hell.
Dude, do you remember the McDonald's Happy Meal games that McDonald's toys that used to come in the Happy Meals used to be so good. So good. Way better than what they're giving out now.
Yeah. Now
like they actually had little electronic games.
Right.
And you would try to get the different ones
that they would give.
The what?
Like the CD games that you could play, or like the music tracks and shit.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. They used to have really, really good games in the Happy Meals.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even that like expensive.
No.
Then, you know?
It was insane. I don't know what happened and why.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I don't know why they switched it, but they were
Right.
really good before. They also don't do like the Ronald McDonald clown or the characters that used to come with McDonald's, because there was a few. I don't remember their names anymore, but
I don't remember. There was like a duck or something.
there was a whole cast. I think that was purple, looked like a potato or something like that. I don't know.
They were trying to be like Chuck E. Cheese in a way.
Right. But I mean, there's everything. We could go on for hours on different nostalgic shit.
Endless. And if we ask like older siblings and stuff, they'd probably come up with even more stuff.
Like it just started bouncing off of each other.
Yeah. It was just things that we kind of thought of off the top of our heads about like things that we miss. And oh my God, Lisa Frank, bro. Do you remember Lisa Frank? Like I said, we could keep going on.
Yeah.
But
the more we think about it, the more things start popping up.
Yeah. And let us know your guys' favorite, whether it be food items, shows, movies, songs, like anything. Toys. Whatever it is. Yeah. Games, toys.
Yeah.
From the 90s or 2000s that you really miss and wish they still had around, or just your favorites in general. Let us know.
Oh my God, please comment them down below.
Yeah.
Because that'd be so cool.
We can all relate to each other and then also be like reminded of other things that we forgot.
Right.
Also, we are in May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we decided to make the Wisdom of the Week kind of based off of that. Mm-hmm. So this week we have: the pain you feel today is the strength you feel tomorrow. For every challenge encountered, there is opportunity for growth. So
love it.
Just remember that, guys. You are enough, and
everything is just a learning experience.
Mm-hmm. And it's worth learning about and worth living to figure it out, you know? Mm-hmm. So with
hang in there, guys.
Yeah, hang in there, stay up. If you guys need something or you want to vent, talk, whatever, you guys have 2 opportunities. Gina and I here we really want to be a voice and like help people. Yeah. So if you guys need anything, please feel free to reach out to us.
And it's not like we have hella people up in our DMs that we're not going to see your message. Like if you reach out, we will see it and we will respond.
Right. And we would love to be having those types of conversations more in depth on like a personal level, you know, that way it's not spread to everyone, you know, within the podcast. And we do have some insight. Obviously, we don't have it all figured out, but we are at least willing to listen and be like a listening ear. So please reach out if you don't have anyone else that you feel comfortable with. And we would literally love it. We would love it so much.
Honestly. So we hope you guys have a great week. We will catch you on the next one. Catch us, please.
Yes, please come back next week.
We love you guys
so much.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.